The best map that they had. They used to be historically the best team in Europe on it. Gen.G, they love that map. They played.
Gen.G, on the other hand, losing against the Italians yesterday. But however, if we just look at this manner last year, they played against VP 4 times in 2024, and they won every single time. VP has never beaten them.
He can get one more for his trouble. They're leaning into it as best as they can. Always takes the damage, but the blitz secures the top of the rafters and a big, strong swipe here on the CC side of the map, and they are just heading back, Demo.
Yeah, just take your laurels. I mean, you've got that opening pick. You've wasted a good chunk of time as well. Half the round gone. But they didn't really put a fight up in towards construction because that joystick is just walking in. It's the blitz in the middle of the site by himself. Mira Window, though, it's going to stop him. Oh, joystick. I think he just overheated.
So, accidents happen in the heat of passion, but always he's got the passion to level it right back out. 3-2-3. Some control underneath as well. Very important towards this site, but with the, momentary lapse of judgment by the blitz, it might cost them a bit more. They've got a lot of time. Try and cook an alternate plan with here. They're themselves stretched and open, not enough to break on towards that mirror window. But here, with the heavy ideals sort of put towards this take on the construction side, tuck in. Without that, you've got this clash on Logi. It feels like they're going to have to pick up and rotate. They cannot hit that side.
Yeah, the clash, you can't go Logi. You're going to have to try and look for windows, but the scary thing is having nobody towards Jacuzzi Breach allows Deadshot to play in this position very close onto that bathroom rotate and can try and deny this gym window jump in, but never mind, he's not. As Dan's got the inkling that he's actually going to play passive and back off. That's exactly what happens now. The remaining two players have to try and scramble. A blow, a C4, maybe that could be what they're looking for.
He's trying,
flash. It could
but
be
he's
good.
failing. I mean, it was a last-second decision. They know what you're doing. What a take. They've got the second one encircled. They're going for the electricity on towards the cornered player in the bathroom, but always he's got a bit of shoulder support, and he's surviving and thriving. Gets one, gets dropped, gets himself alone now. 26 seconds. Shepard, he's got himself a long, long watch here. The kit placement plays, and he's deciding he doesn't want to play. Instead, rotates away from where the clash is, and this is brilliant. Set themselves up, the cover. He's got to sprint against it. Can he get the angle? He does.
Basement. That kind of droning phase that happens in the final, 40, 30 seconds to figure out, okay, who's where, and then what hatch can we drop. If you don't have that information to know where you want to drop, then it's a bit of an issue, but joystick, oh dear. I mean, he doesn't strike me as, a blitz player per se, Fluke, and maybe it's true. Maybe it's not for him.
He's not striking Gen.G as a blitz player either at this point. He's just being struck out. Dan gets the drop from underneath. The castle. His stuff is probably still set up elsewhere in places.
He stabbed. I mean, that's the guarantee, but no! It's baited him into the cap can! The drone went through, but it did not see the cap can traps. Oh, no! He gets a kill full blind as well! Are you kidding me?
I said it done enough, and he said not quite. Always in Shepard, 30 seconds, a 2 versus 3, and they're stacking themselves up here on towards pipes, but a bit of a circus on the top floor, and they really didn't want the tickets to it. The spray down the corridor. They miss another player exchanging their way across, but they do get a big bite out of Azox. Still blinded, still moving. 9 seconds. Can't get an entrance. The fire on the pipe on pipes is going to blow, but so is Gen.G. At the time, look at what's still left to get control of. They didn't actually get the shield as I expected on the back of the pressure here, so it's going to turn into a blind swing. MACKO gets the first, wants to dip on towards the second, but joystick once again is a first gone. Pasha almost gets himself the double. They're holding firm. 15 seconds. The pressure is all from the sides of VirtusPro, and they're running low and lower on time here, pushing right into electricity. Gen.G. Lock it.
Vault. As they start to swing around the corner, and let's say, for example, they do kill the guy by position to get this diffuser down.
Again, a lot of time has been sort of pulled away, and there's the Maestro cam causing problems, but I have a conspiracy theory that I'm going to get into depending on how this round goes. Always starts to go, as I said, the point man makes the first point of the round, gets rid of Skies, and MACKO is going to just slip away. Pasha, half health, always not doing much worse, but still worse. They're finally able to get themselves boots inside of Garage, but with a minute, time once again sort of becomes that bit of a worry here. It's taken them 2 minutes to start getting the faces in. The breaches, it could offer you cover, but it can't really offer you anything in case things go really wrong in there. So Dan, he's in a risky spot.
Great point. If something does go wrong, how do they get back in to pick up that diffuser? And there we go. A C4 comes in from below. Joystick. That plant is not going to go down. Now what do VP do?
Well, they've got the man advantage, but look at where the men are. Right now, Blackbeard's been caught out, and no one else is here. Everyone else is outside. There's one that was below on the main door, the other two outside the breach itself, and Demo, my prophecy. Unfortunately, I am gifted by the power of foresight, and here, they did not have the foresight to get the breach, but pay attention towards the swing. They're lucky to survive, and Pasha screaming their way up. It's a single dive, and he goes for it. He's wild, he's spraying, he's 5 seconds of survival. There's one more fight to fight, and now he just needs to hide. Oh no! 4 here, always. That's the breach angle. There's the shield running its way around. It's hit by the stun. The Echo drone is doing what it can, but there's the cover, and it's just a full stack here. VP, for questions of pace, sets them up nicely now as they have already got control of that triple wall, as it was fully reinforced to begin with. They forfeit a lot of control just by reinforcing those walls. Oh no. Oh, fuse kill. You gotta be kidding me. We're just seeing everything today. We're just being treated. C-Jax, thank you so much. Here, for the fight through the bars, it's just sort of scratches, nibbles, and bites at each other, but the angle is caught up. Heads up and locked down here. Deadshot does find one to at least ensure it's not a flawless, but with 20 seconds, okay, Asa gets a second. I thought that was another drop onto the blind, but the plant should be secured. The hold of the pistol angle, the spray through the soft. They didn't quite know about the position of the shield. Leaves the single player for always to mop up. VirtusPro keeping the peace and the pace.
He needs to be really, really careful if he wants to go for that play. He needs to make sure that there's teammates ready to push in with him. Pasha will open up with the first pick, but again, we're just waiting for this blitz to
going to do what it did last time, which fair enough. But at this point, it's going to find itself potentially face to face with a bit of a close swing fight. No, all been vacated. There's the drop from the back. Hey, look, there's some jacuzzi pressure. Netting itself some results. The swing round all the way on towards the bathroom. Binded, and he's behind you. Dan gets the last one, and it leaves an Echo that was almost very, very sneaky, but with only a single one drops. Not the ability to stop it again. At this point, it's a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, he can, I mean, he tried, but there's just too much time. I mean, again, very, very effective. Just overall, again, VP, really impressive with the rounds, but I just think Gen.G, they gave...
We find ourselves here on that even half, and
one of them is looking straight over towards the breach, towards Garage. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure about what Azox was thinking there. And now VP, they're in a very strong position. They've got that man advantage. Like I mentioned, they've got all the utility. No utility really left for Gen.G because he just dumped it all. I mean, Joystick is just walking out of Garage door, for goodness sake. Nako's going to get, one exit, but really at this stage, it's job done for VP.
I mean, they ran out of both the breach to get a kill, and then from the bottom of Garage to get a kill on towards the breach. It just shows how much control and confidence they have on their holds here. Yesterday, VirtusPro did not drop a defensive round. They're able to sort of swing themselves in towards victory on the tail end of it, and they are starting just as strong here on a site that I said is often a bit tumultuous for some teams. They seem to have the technology to bring it round into a decent result here. 10 seconds, nothing to be done here. So go and put your feet up in the bar, enjoy yourself. Find yourself a drink. Oh no.
Needs the toilet. Teammates. Nothing too crazy here from VP. Pretty standard hold. Reinforcing up over towards cash room, and always goes fishing.
At this point, without the Blackbeard, with that loss, just going to have to try and lock the pressure in up the stairs itself. But look at this, as I said, they just want to swing and swing. Get swung, though, this time round. Almost gets the second, but Joystick gets the trade on the back of it. Keeps themselves one step ahead of the jump. Tucked on a corner. Joystick takes a lot of damage, gets out of there, but Shepard in the meantime reclaims the stairs.
Wow.
And with
Not bad. I mean, again, it's just that confidence, isn't it, again, for the team. And nearly.
Just sat there watching them still getting themselves in towards Garage, towards Blue and the Blackbeard. Not really sure how that fight started, but we saw the end, and it is nothing that Gen.G would have liked. 20 seconds, and they are just going to have to send it. The Barna kit has got its way round. There's guys getting one, the catch on the hatch player, and now it's just a kit inside. Well, barely.
You saw them play very, very passive, and in the end, it didn't change anything, because the real problem is that happens with Gen.G.
His way out, the calls come out. He's not going to stick around, but he sticks one right in the head of Asa. There's always. And it is just collapsing in front of us as the C4 comes out long, even with all that information demo, even with the Blackbeard still on the board, even with the 3 points of command and control, they could not get the player out, and they are fighting back against being back to the wall. Blackbeard up towards the top of the rafters, sprayed over either side. He's in a bit of a sticky situation. He's gonna drop the shield and go for the engagement itself. He's playing this very well, but he needs the other player to support, hitting the feet and just peppering the bullets. Where is the backup? Where is the bait? Always is always on! And VirtusPro scream their way to another flawless defensive half and their second win of the stage.
It always felt like Virtus.pro were going to get over the line, and in fact, they won all 4 defenses. In fact, I'm going to hit you with another stat that actually Anne just gave me. They've not lost a defense in 2 days now. In EUL so far, 100% defense win rate for Virtus.pro.
And always, once again, is the big hero for that. Yeah. He's the one that's holding strong positions, suicide positions. He's most of the time on the front line, and he always delivers. It's insane. Like, he gets away with it all the time.
Just quantifying this again, 7-3 victory, controlled most of the game, but for not banning the Clash. I think if they'd have banned the Clash first,